Start recording. Play opening.
Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, the greatest beer and video game podcast in the world.
Yay.
Oh, I'm Ian. I got Jared, Nick, Dave, and Aaron's back this week. What up,
Back
guys?
from the dead.
Back from
Another
the
yay.
dead. Another day. Another lazy Sunday. Though it looks like Aaron didn't. His Sunday was not so lazy.
No, I had to work and get an office ready, so that's been fun.
Please do me a favor and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Couch Co-op Show. No, what is it? All one word.
I wonder, no hyphen.
Yeah. I want to get to the show. Welcome back, Aaron. We missed you last week.
Yeah, it was a crazy busy move. I'm glad to be back for a
What
little
beer?
bit anyway.
What beer was last week? RPM.
Yes.
Aaron, what do you have
That's
an
right.
opinion on RPM really quickly? Up, down, sideways?
Double thumbs if I could.
Double
Just thumb up
thumbs,
for
but one's up your butt. Got it.
Oh, you got the Netflix double thumbs. You love
The
it.
double
Okay.
thumbs. Aaron loves the RPM
Yeah.
boneyard. There you go. Yeah, well, there you go.
grew on me.
Love
Actually.
it, love
Grew
it,
on
love
me.
it. Well, it's my choice this week. Sorry, Aaron, you have been busy, so we're gonna skip you. You'll get your turn next turn around when we come
Good for
by
me.
you again. We know you've been under a lot of pressure. Anyway, this week I just throw in an audible. We're going with Heineken, the global juggernaut and European lager extraordinaire. This is my pick. So I thought, and I know for a fact that most of you guys aren't, like, I know you guys like lagers, but like the super skunk, you guys aren't a super fan of. So I'm not looking for, like, I'll be surprised if we get 2 thumbs out of this one. But here we go. Let's pop it.
Okay, going.
Aaron is drinking this magically by imagination. He's had enough to know that he doesn't like this beer. So
Lord knows he's put enough of it on many shelves in his lifetime.
Yeah, Dave and I both got the 16-ounce can. I got a
20
4-pack. I actually bought a 4-pack.
No, mine's the 24, dude. That's
oh,
Oh, dang.
he went big time.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
what
I
happened?
like it with
Where's the
Costco pack.
24-ounce bottle? Did they stop making that?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see it anywhere anymore.
Yeah, I saw this at 2 places.
The bottle?
I mean, I had a
No, the
24-ounce.
I've never seen the 24-ounce can. I've seen the 24-ounce bottle. Did they not make it anymore?
Oh, that is a 24-ounce can, huh? It's
The beast.
I had a 24-ounce can that was I mean, it was a clearance thing at Thriftway, but I mean, I had a 24-ounce bottle a couple months ago.
Quickly, around the room, just initial thoughts. Jared.
The smell of this beer's never done anything for me.
And? That's it?
But I don't know. The first taste is fine. I used to really dislike the skunky style beers, but since I've been chugging down beers of
Since I've been friends
lots
with
of
Ian.
different varietals, well, no, like some crazy stout, sours, spicy beers, all kinds of stuff. Now this stuff's just like kind of tame.
Your palate
Which
changes.
it's supposed to be.
Right.
It's supposed to be tame,
Right.
and it is. It has flavor. It's not a bad flavor. I've only had a sip, but I'm currently talking and would like to take a drink.
Oh, go ahead. Nick, what are your initial thoughts?
I love the skunkiness of this. I always have.
It's like a dirty whore that's just running in the rain, and you wring her out, and you just drink that water off her dress and panties.
I
No?
didn't even
All right.
slowly heard the
Keep that image in.
Dave, what do you think?
To me, this is it. When I think of a lager, this is what I think it tastes like.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
drank.
enjoying this. Yeah.
I used to drink this all the time when I was an undergraduate. It was usually if you weren't drinking bitter and you wanted a lager, this was usually the cheapest thing on the bar. So I drink this. I drink Foster's.
I just feel like this is the skunkier
Sometimes
one.
some Stella, but yeah, I drank a lot of this in college. So
Alright.
to me, this just tastes like a lager, and it's good. I quite like it. It's
Alright.
got it's an interesting flavor, which is not nondescript.
All right, Aaron, like pull back your data banks. What is your opinion of the last time you had this beer? When was the last time you had this beer?
Actually,
When was the
had
last
this
time you
few
broke it
months
putting it on
ago,
a shelf?
actually.
Oh my god, Nick, I didn't ask you. Thank you for talking over
Oh,
Aaron.
okay.
It's
Go ahead,
okay,
Aaron.
no, he had his opinion, but I had it a few months back. Actually, it was at oh god, I think it was at my in-laws' house actually, and I think it's just because I didn't give it I did give it a fair shake. I've had it quite a few times, but
I think we all have.
I didn't hate it. It's the the initial blast from the smell of opening the bottle. I haven't had it out of the can before, but I only had it in the bottle. But when you open the bottle, like, oh,
It's a
this
good
is
color.
Yeah.
it is a pretty color. I never actually poured. I've had it in a tap at a bar before, a couple bars, but when the taste isn't bad. It's just the smell. That just no matter how many times I've opened it, I can't get used to that the skunk blast. The taste isn't bad though. I'll give it that much. I mean, if I want a nice lager on a hot day, I will, or at a party or whatever, I will go for it.
It's
If
the
that's the only
taste.
thing.
It's the taste of Holland.
The taste is good. I mean, honestly, I like the taste. It's just the smell makes it hard for me to want to drink it because every
Alright.
time before you taste it, you
I don't
smell
think
it.
it smells that bad.
To me, oh,
So you
no.
said you had it on
I quite
you had
like
it
the
on
smell.
tap at a couple bars, Aaron?
Yeah. I've had it at yeah, I've had it before at a bar.
I mean,
at least
I know they make it in
couple.
kegs. I haven't seen it around, but I was just kind of curious because a lot of the skunkiness may come from the actual glass bottle. I was curious. Did you notice any of the skunkiness when you had it on tap?
Not as bad actually. It was pretty minute actually. Like it was a little bit, but it was a lot more palatable from tap.
Okay. Do
It,
you remember those mini kegs that they had?
They
Like I'm sure
still
you remember
have
putting them on the
I've
shelf.
seen
Do
them
they?
around recently. Yeah.
They still have them at St. John's Market, right? I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I think they even still have them at my Fred's. I swear I've seen them
Nice.
recently.
What
Well, I
beer?
was just-
What
it
what
has so
beer?
much
What?
those.
Okay, so no, obviously, what beer are you drinking tonight, Aaron?
the own Boneyard RPM again. It is
Oh,
so
okay,
good. I
see?
got a buy 12-pack of it.
Last week's beer. Cool.
Okay,
Nice.
cool.
I like it.
You know what? We're going
It's caught in
to
a time warp.
we'll fix the thing to give your thumb up for that one. Since you're giving 2 thumbs, we'll give a thumb up. I'll go back to the show notes and give it an additional thumb up. Anyway, Heineken. I love this beer. I've loved this beer. I mean, come on. Like it's the first European lager you kind of come across as a American, and you either love it or hate it. And I loved it, and I feel like it's the most aggressive.
Yeah.
Really,
It was this,
ultimately,
in the UK, it was this and Stella. Those are the two European
Stella is
lagers
so
that are
much-
everywhere.
Stella is so
Yeah.
much lighter and sweeter. Anyway, I like it a lot. It's very good. And I want to talk about some other beer-related news. I don't know if you guys have read the posts. You probably have read the posts by now. Some of our listeners from Couch Co-op, our good friend Jason over in Finland, 8-Bit Brewing, is sinking. He's sinking. We've reviewed his beers a couple weeks ago, and it sounds like they're just hanging on, and they might be ending. I don't
Boo.
I
So
don't
sad, so
really I
good.
don't really know. I'm just sharing some information out into our podcast stratosphere.
I know.
That maybe one of you listeners is a wealthy millionaire and would like to save our friend's brewery. I don't know, probably not. You're probably all poor, middle class.
Maybe there's a couple of guys in
Yeah.
Finland who want to start drinking
Maybe.
more heavily.
Well, no, maybe there's some guy in like Uruguay who has like
Yeah.
20 million, is like just a wealthy motherfucker who wants to go invest in this brewery in Finland. But it's
Yep,
very sad to Jason.
it is.
Jason's been on the show many times. He was on the video show quite a few times, and I just, it's just he had a dream, and he's been
followed it.
struggling.
Yeah.
He followed it, and he's been struggling, and it's just super sad. And I don't really know
I
what
know.
other vehicle I have to help him other than like I ain't got the money, but maybe
Right.
one of our crazy listeners who's never helped us, so why would he help them? But if you love beer and you want to help,
I like him more.
you want to help a
wanna
brewery
leave
that's
it.
actually really good, makes some really good beer, 8-Bit Brewing in Finland. You can if you don't have the information, you can DM me, or you can easily find him on Instagram, Facebook. But
Yep.
he's trying. They're holding on for another week. Like it's sad, right, guys?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It sucks.
It's just beer. I don't get it.
They're just at that point where it's
yeah.
like they need another person or two.
I think they need
Yeah.
like 4.
And
Yeah.
It's just like
inflation has knocked the hell out of them, and
the war
Yeah,
it's
and
just-
COVID.
COVID. Yeah, well,
Mhm.
gas prices, at least in the UK, have gone up tenfold or something. So,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can imagine it takes a lot of energy to boil a batch of beer.
Oh, 100%. And he's been
Yeah.
working nonstop. Like he pretty much lives there, And
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
him
like,
and his wife. Yeah.
is that really a way to live? It sucks, and it's if you know what's crazy, if he was here doing this, he'd have so much help. I feel
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and
You never have to worry
and
about
I
that.
feel like
ever.
people would rally. I think in Finland it's
Yep.
a difficult. I don't know. It's
Try
just
to
kind
get
of
settled
sad. I
with
feel
it.
bad for him. I don't know
Me
how to
too.
help
Yeah.
him. It's like I don't have money or any of that. I can only put
Yeah.
out a call over a stupid podcast that is listened to by maybe 100 people around the world. So maybe someone, likes beer enough to help. So
Yep.
that's what I'm doing, and that was my effort. But I wanted to talk about it, and Jason was always super fun on the show. He was always always a really fun. I mean, he's a gamer. His whole beer brewery is based around gaming. So
If you don't
Man,
know
I was-
who he is, just look up some of the old youtube.com/milkman pictures videos of Couch Co-op, and he's in a
He's also
good
he's
chunk
in
of
the
those.
intro too.
yeah, he
Yeah.
is in the intro.
Yep.
He's in some of the best. One of the best episodes. One of Aaron's best episodes too is the Sex E3 episode.
Oh yeah, what was that? Space
That's
torture
the
porn.
space torture porn episode, and Jason's on that episode too, and that's a great episode. So it's an Aaron classic, and it's also featured Jason on that. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
that was one of the small things I wanted to talk about. One of the other things I wanted to talk about. Are you guys all done with your beers?
Oh no, I've
Yeah,
got about
done-
half.
done
of
enough.
mine.
Wait, Dave still. So Jerry, you just have to drink another.
Yeah, mine was the 24 ounce, so don't wait for me.
I'm half done. So Jared, if you need another one, you better grab it. The other question
Here
I
you go,
had,
Jared.
video game related, moving forward. We were talking some video games. Is I know Jared's gonna be playing video games until he's in the grave, but like, are we getting close to being done? I know Dave is struggling to get through Horizon. Aaron's like a parent. He's like no time for video games, and I feel like Nick plays video games that he just kind of like he doesn't know what to play. And I'm kind of at that point where like, are they making games for me anymore?
Right.
So like, where
I feel
do
like
you
I've
guys
played all
stand?
the games. That's my problem.
You feel
I'm
like you've played them all.
Yeah, it's like I just
find time.
I've been
that's
in Aaron's position, so I think Aaron will come back to games because Jared and I have both been in that position where, you know, you got a lot going on in life, and so video games take a back burner and you don't do it as much. But you know, whereas I have the time for video games, and the last couple I've played, I just haven't found one that really gels with me. It kind of goes with today's topic, you know, games that were fun. And when I was making my list, I was like looking back, and most of the games on my list are PlayStation. There's only a couple of PlayStation 4, but most of them are actually even older than that.
Right. Do you
So it's
that was my other question, and kind of mainly for you, Dave. I mean, I know Nick plays games and he keeps kind of, and I think Aaron wants to. Dave, this is kind of was more targeted to you overall. Like, do you think they make video games for you anymore? Are you?
I don't even know I don't even know how to answer that because I don't even know what a video game for me would be, if you know what I
It
mean.
would have
Now,
Nazis.
Well,
yeah,
Or-
blowing up Nazis.
or given our advanced age, maybe something that doesn't require as much reaction time.
I don't know.
Well-
Dave has pretty good react. What are you talking about? He's
Well,
I-
I'm not talking.
he's
like,
not a fucking
games.
vegetable.
No, I'm just talking about humans in general.
3.
I'm just talking about humans in general, how things kind of decline. But
Thanks, Nick.
and hey, listen, we're all roughly the same age, so it's. I mean,
No, I don't know how much of it is just the current kind of like malaise that is set over video games. There's not that, you know, the PlayStation 5 has been out for quite a while now, and there's
Not really.
honest
2 years.
2 years,
to
but yeah, the PlayStation 4 when it was reaching its second year was like you were getting some like real, you know, good new exclusives. I think it's the same thing I have with a lot of movies. It's like half the games are sequels, if that makes sense. It's like I was talking with someone about this the other day, and it was actually I'm going to England to at the end of the month, and we're going down to London, and I was looking at shows to go in London, and it was all like, did you know they made a Back to the Future musical, by the way?
Yes,
was
I
one of
did
the
know
ones.
that. I did know
Yeah,
that.
but it was like Mamma Mia. It was all like rehashed, and I'm kind of like, that's the same problem I have with games. It's all sequels and rehashing of like, and movies. You know, it's like how many Batman movies does there need to be?
We need more.
No, we need a new franchise. We need a different character. It's like there's only so many ways you
That
can
new
tell
Batman
that
movie is
origin
great.
story before you go like, ugh.
No, that Batman movie is epic. Okay, Aaron. So Dave, but Aaron, you haven't been playing video games. I mean, I looked at your login. You haven't been on PlayStation in 4 months.
Oh yeah. Well,
No. But do you want to play video games, or are you just have no desire? Are you done because you're busy? Do you have a desire, or are you okay? Would you be okay with being done?
Oh, I'm not okay with being done. In fact, I'm staring at the box that has my PlayStation and my Switch in it, and I'm like, man, when I get my fucking shit together and everything, I will be playing because I enjoyed the games I picked up. I enjoyed the Avengers game I picked up. I enjoyed Shadow of War, the one game you got me, Ian. That game is awesome. I don't feel like I'm done. I mean, I have a little girl now, and I can try and get her into video games too. So it gave me a new life. It's just she's so little right now. It's kind of like
You're just
busy.
busy. You're just like too busy.
Yep.
And then on top of that, the new games coming soon, like God of War Ragnarok,
Right.
and then there's.
I am excited to play that. I'm, you know.
I'm excited. Honestly,
I think
feel like
Horizon Forbidden West though took the shine
That's
off
the
it a
other
bit
one.
because I was really excited to play that, and it's not lived up to what I was expecting.
Nick, where are you on this? Because I mean, you play a lot of old games, and like I feel like you play a lot of games that like are kind of like, meh. Do you want to play video games, or are you just kind of? You're just like.
No, I do, but it's like a lot of times when I go to sit down and play, it's lot of times I just feel like I'm sapped of energy, and there's like a certain energy that I need to put in to like actually um like try, like if I'm going to try and play something new, that means I have to like kind of focus and pay attention to what's going on, where instead I may just like play Rocket League or Fallout 4, where I'm not really trying to do anything in Fallout 4 except just kind of run around and kill stuff, and it doesn't require a lot of attention or effort or anything like what I'm
But
doing.
most games don't
It's just
require a
more-
lot of effort. You can
No.
load up any game and like just kill
No, but
stuff.
I'm saying it's like for example, like I've got some games that I started, like Outer Worlds and Death Stranding. Death
Death
Stranding, that
Stranding
one.
asks a lot of you.
Oh yeah.
And not to mention, it's like there's some parts of it that actually kind of creep me out too. That's just like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm not ready to give
but-
up there though, because of like Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima.
So there's
Control
hope.
were all really good
saying
games
There's
in the
hope
last 3 or
out
4
there for you,
years.
Dave.
Yeah.
I just feel like Dave is really on the cusp of just being done. Would you get rid of all your shit, or would you just hold on to it? If you stop playing tomorrow, would you get rid of it all, or would you hold on to it?
I've got shit I haven't played for years.
I know.
So
Yeah, you
I
have your
probably wouldn't.
Amiga collection.
Hey, that's actually plugged in and ready to go, and I used it last week. But
so he is playing some things.
yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I was like looking at some of the stuff I've got, because I've got a Nintendo, I've got an old Atari, I've got a couple of Game Boys, a Game Gear, and all the rest of it. And I was thinking about having a look through, because I'm like, I've got a PlayStation 1. I don't really need a PlayStation 1. I've got 2 PlayStation 2s that totally take the place of that.
Exactly.
So
Put it on eBay.
Well, I was thinking about putting it on eBay, but then I was also going to look.
Take them to the retro.
That exactly. If there was a trade table there or something, maybe maybe I could find someone who'd trade them for something.
So here was my thought tonight. I picked a topic that I knew Jared, because Jared last two shows in a row he did the review for the topic, and I knew that Jared's never ever gonna quit playing video games. So I wanted to get us involved in the topic. So Jared, I took the conversation away from you, but Jared, do you have any opinions on this?
No, I mean it's good to take breaks. I mean, I take breaks every so often just to watch TV shows or do other things around the house or whatever.
But you're never
they're
gonna quit
not-
playing video games.
No, I'm more explorative than this
Most of us, right?
Because I'll play a lot of indie games just to see what it's all about, and I listen to a lot of podcasts about video games, so I get a lot of recommendations for games that seem interesting, and I of course know what I like. So I mean, it's really easy for me to find something for the moment, and because you don't always want to play a certain type of game depending on what your life is doing at that time.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I remember in the past there's games with crazy repetition like MMOs, Terrarias, and mining games, farming games, stuff like that. Those are good games for like when you're stressed out, when you don't want to think much. So you play that kind of thing. If you're just kind of pissed off and you're angry at things, you want to play for shooters. If you're just like kind of bored and you're just looking for something to do, you'll play a lot of crazy indie games or like roguelikes and stuff like that. Or if you're really wanting to challenge yourself, then you'll go for some of those really crazy, hard to play games.
I think
there's a lot of things you can find in gaming for your mood.
I think my problem is that partly the PlayStation 5. It's the first console generation that I've bought where I've tried all the games that I feel would appeal to me, and none of them have really gelled at all. Like I tried Deathloop, Far Cry 6, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Not
None
Gran
of
Turismo 7. Gran
none
Turismo
of
7 is one of the greatest games you'll ever play.
Like there are some games that were, if
Saints
if I
Row.
was-
You ain't
if I
playing
was-
Saints Row. It's fucking great.
If I was playing Death Stranding or Control or one of those games for the first time on the PlayStation 5, okay, those would not sour me, but it's like I just don't feel like there's been anything that's really grabbed me or stood out this generation, and
It is.
it's 2 years
you know
into
what-
this
you know what-
generation.
I know you say that. You know what's weird though? There are more games coming out now than ever. Like PS4, PS3, PS2.
Hmm.
Like there are more video games coming out in a week than there has ever been before.
And when was the last time you saw PS4 games strongly and abundantly coming out 2 years after the prior generation cycle? You know, like by this point, you know,
Is there?
PS4
Are
or
there
PS3
PS4
games
games?
are like almost
I mean, I know
done.
there's crossplay
PS4 games
but
are always PS4 games are still just getting
there's
loaded
crossplay
abundantly,
games, but
and
like
it's wild.
anyway.
Does it have something to do with the fact that you still can't get a PS5? Or
Yeah.
Anyway, we're all holding on. I just wanted. This was just a little topic I wanted to bring up. You know, I kind of like we're old men. We're all. I mean, Aaron's still in his 30s, but the rest of us are. You know, we're knocking on heaven's door at this point.
Yeah,
Anyway.
another year, I'll be closer to 50 than 40.
Anyway, I wanted. Okay, we're done with
Or in our
that.
last life.
Let's
Yep.
let's review this fucking beer.
Best life,
Heineken. Heineken, the biggest. What is it? The third biggest.
Yeah, did you read?
I thought it was fourth.
So
Oh wait,
Heineken,
because yeah,
net
they probably
income
bumped
of
up to
free-
third because
3.5 trillion euros, and a
Holy
euro's
cow.
about equal to $1. So this is
No, it's more than $1. Dave.
Yeah, but it's like 0.98 or something. It's
Holy
just
cow.
make the math easy. It's like 3.5.
They own a lot of beers.
$trillion.
They own Lagunitas, right? They own a bunch of shit.
Mhm.
I mean, but
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of funny.
Those
Like,
are-
you know, Heineken makes Heineken. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Anheuser-Busch InBev then also makes Budweiser. Like,
Mhm.
you're talking about a beer company that is still named after a beer they make. You know, it's kind of cool. They're like the biggest independent beer company.
You know what I thought was interesting is though when I was looking at this, all of it's imported from Holland,
Huh.
whereas
it?
like Stella Artois is brewed over here under license.
But Heineken is not brewed over here?
I don't know what yours says, but mine says proudly brewed in Holland on the top of it. And if you look in the label on the
It does
stuff,
say brewed in Holland. It doesn't say proudly.
yeah, so it's an
Yeah.
actual proper import beer. It's not like Stella's.
and it's
Stella's
the same.
actually brewed in the USA.
They must use that to leverage the fact to keep theirs a competitive price.
Well, actually, that's probably why it's got more expensive because I was quite surprised.
No, but it's still the same price. Like it's still the same price as Corona, as Stella, as Modelo. Like
It wasn't
thi-
where I was looking, but
Oh.
it was
Oh,
$1 or
it's-
$2 more. But
oh no, it's always you know at any given time this is always cheaper than Stella in my store.
I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
was $4.50 for the can.
Well, that's different. That's a fucking
Yeah.
supermarket.
I know, but it was
Or a
12.
gas
It was
station.
$12.99 for a 6-pack, or
Mm.
$22 for a 12-pack when I was looking. So
All right,
$8 for a 4-pack of 16.
Jared.
ounce
Final
cans.
thoughts. Drinking the whole can, 2 cans. What do you think of it?
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
You're gonna give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, yeah. I
Nick,
love
what
it.
do you
It's
what do you
great.
think about it?
thumbs up.
You
It's
like
always
it?
been a favorite of mine.
Favorite? Dave,
Yeah,
what-
it was like
okay.
favorite.
Dave, where you? Dave's thumbs up.
it's a memorable lager. I like that it's not like
Oh
piss
man,
water.
I was thinking I was gonna be like.
No,
I
this
think
is not
everyone was
the
gonna be
peanut butter
thumbs down.
stout
I was gonna be
lagers.
up, and so Aaron's gonna give it a sideways thumb, right? Yeah. God damn it! I was literally thinking like, this is
You
the
were
skunky
expecting
one.
us all to hate on this. and
I
you-
did think you guys would hate on it. I mean, it's known as the skunky fucking. No, Aaron, you're not. Aaron, you've given the most honest choice. I love you in your honorable, loving ways. What do you think?
I don't.
Yeah, I agree. The smell. Well, I don't agree. I think the smell's fine, but you don't like the smell. It's fine.
I
It's
once-
underwhelming.
I
It's
once
the-
drank-
the biggest negative.
I love this
thing
beer.
about it.
I
It's
can't
just
believe
not
this
much
beer
going
is
on.
getting a 4.5.
I once drank 80 ounces of
I
this
feel
in
like
half an
one
hour.
of you.
Yeah.
I feel like someone should give it a
Nice.
half because I feel like 4 is better than 4.5. Like I don't. like you guys are being too nice. I don't.
No, I'm
feel
liking
like
it.
it's
I like how
pretty
malty it
smooth
is.
review,
It's
bro.
that's like
Wait,
If
wait,
I'm
what?
going to pick a European
what's
lager,
I haven't had
this
this
is
in
Stella.
forever.
Shh. What's Aaron? What did you say?
I feel like it's a pretty honest review. I mean,
You think
if we
so?
did 5, it'd be a bit much, but if it was like 3, that'd be kind of bullshit, honestly.
Well,
'Cause
that's what I'm
just
saying. If
me.
someone gave it a half, it'd be a solid 4, and I think it's a solid
Well,
4 out of
Ian, you
5.
can change your review.
No, I'm not gonna change my review to like review because I like this beer a lot. I mean, I'm the one.
Yeah.
You guys don't buy this. I
Yeah.
mean, Nick bought it. He
I
obviously
don't-
likes it, but like
I
I
don't buy
think.
lagers, but yeah.
Well, you should. Oh, yeah, it's
I don't even
better.
think I've drank this at your house. I haven't had this since in like my 20s or something.
I buy
Mhm.
this all the time. It's surprising.
Yeah, what I was gonna say earlier, this was like a beer that I would actually. It was like that or Corona. A buddy of mine, after a night out, when we were looking to keep the party going, it was either this or Corona that we'd always buy to keep the party going. So I mean, I have a pretty good history with this beer, and I like it. So
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
not changing.
awesome.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the main topic of the show. Aaron, are you
Well-
cool to hang out, or you need to go?
I'm probably gonna head out. Actually, I'm exhausted, but
Yeah, that's cool.
I am
Thanks
also
thanks. I love
Yeah,
you
thanks
for
for showing
coming
up.
up and showing up.
Can't wait to see
just-
the new house.
in the future, even if you can only come for like part of the show, just always show up and then you can take
Yeah,
off whenever,
that's fine.
man. Don't feel like you have to stay, man. I just want to see you.
absolutely, and I hope I
I'm
can.
just patching up.
Hopefully, by next week or so, our house will be a little more situated better. So
And hopefully we can
Yeah,
all
give,
come down
give
and
your
visit.
wife, give your wife a big old hug from the couch.
we'll do.
Eat her out for me.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're not buried underneath a bunch of boxes.
Good night,
Will do.
Aaron.
Night,
Night,
Aaron.
guys.
Take
Good
care.
chatting
Love
with
you.
you.
Right.
Get some
Will do.
sleep.
Will
All
do.
right. Oh, all right. We're gonna move on to the next
you gotta
segment
change your layout again, Ian.
of the No, I didn't change it. I for some reason the 5-way wasn't working, so I just went classic couch co-op. layout.
Okay. Hey. I
All
like better now.
right. All right. So the next part of the show, our top 3. So this is the top 3. Our favorite video game. The most fun we've had in a video game. Like it's not about being the best video game, having the best story. It's about having the video game that you had the most fun with. So this could be a shitty game, this could be a great game, this could be, it could be anything. So it's about fun versus greatness. Like laughing, tears rolling out of your eyes, just fun. Straight up fun. Like what video games should be.
Yep.
And this is that that's that
I have,
list.
I have a
Top-
list of about 50. I made like a short list of about 15, 20 games.
Oh wow.
man.
Holy shit.
I just went with like the ones that just splashed into my head real quick. Like, oh, fun. Okay, cool. And I just wrote them right down.
Well, I got thinking about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this game, that game," and so
I have some,
wanted
but
to-
I'm gonna. I have a few, but depending on what you guys, I might change them.
I didn't
but-
want to use it. But Carmageddon was a game I had a lot of fun with back in the day. So, but that was last week's topic. So,
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna do it. We're gonna start that. Hey, so I don't. If anyone has a question, it's like the top 3, the most fun we've had in a video game. So this could be video game moments. This could be anyway, and just something you had. And as always, Jared is gonna start.
Oh boy.
He's at the top here.
Well, the first one
Number 3.
I have is Yoku's Island Express,
Oh really?
because it blends one of my favorite genres of game, which is kind of like a Metroidvania. You go around, you get new skills, new talents, you explore the environment to get to whatever the end is. But they threw pinball in it, and I love pinball, and you don't have to be really good at pinball in this game, because I'm not really good at pinball, but I love playing pinball, and I had so much goddamn fun playing the game.
Such a good
Fun,
choice. Such a good
Like
choice.
as you progress the story, you unlock new modes of transportation, like kind of their version of fast travel, and it's so fun just to like zip around the world between all these different points. And you can always just go back to any of these little pinball arenas they have, and there's always these fruits that you can knock out of the different bumpers, and find different little secrets in each of the bigger pinball tables or whatever you call them in that game. And it just has so much fun in the game. The characters are really well done. The art style is beautiful. Everything about that game just oozes greatness. It's such a wonderful thing.
Good choice. I mean, I champion that game. I mean, obviously, I heard from a podcast,
Yes.
and then I played it and loved it and championed it and trying to get everyone. I know you played it. I know Jason 8-Bit Brewing played it. He loved it. It's such an outside the box like idea, but it works so well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Nick, give us it. What is your?
Well, I
Number
actually had a
3.
question first of all.
You have a
because
question.
Okay.
I did. Well, I didn't.
Yeah, let's
you
talk
said
about
we
the
could ask
game.
a question, but before I even. Well, because there's one thing about my
ask
list
it.
is like there's 2 games that are like very similar that it could almost be like the same game.
That's okay.
That's all right. Whatever.
I've got 2 like that on
Yeah.
my list where it's like I can't decide between this, and they are kind of not twin, but they are games that, you know.
It's like sucking dick or getting your balls sucked. I mean, it's similar,
I mean,
but
if
it's
it's
different.
if it's in the same genre, whatever.
Well, it's like a sequel, but I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it's
fine.
also
Eating
but-
pussy or eating ass. It's like different, but the same.
It's almost- but
It
I
doesn't,
mean,
you
like-
know-
but bringing up one kind of plays into bringing in the other two. So
Oh,
I
does
don't
it?
know. That was that was kind of my big complication.
Just go for
about
it.
because if
We'll call foul if it's foul, but if not, we're just gonna let it go. So
Won't be
what
any
is it?
more foul than Ian.
Yeah, it couldn't be.
well, then you know what? Because I've got another one that I just.
Oh, he
thought
has an
about.
honorable mention, so he's good. All right, so give
Yeah,
it to
so
us.
I'll just go with the honorable mention. It's the Left 4 Dead series, both the first
Okay.
and second, just because I had a lot of fun playing with like friends and
I feel like I
Old
missed that one, but that was
plan.
one that yeah.
Yeah. It was
but
good.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like kind of like my next pick, it's kind of the same thing. It's like both games, both 1 and 2, they were a lot of fun to play. I mean, it was a lot of fun playing on your own, but it was also a lot of fun just to like call up some friends or um, jump online with like like if you saw like some guys in your clan for another game, just like, hey, let's play this game, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden you got a foursome you're running through, and just
That's-
I had a lot of fun. A
that-
lot of fun playing with a lot of those people.
That game is an honorable mention on my list because one of my favorite memories is Left 4 Dead 2 with Jared at his old apartment, and we went to fucking Jack in the Box and got
Yeah.
like 20 fucking
We got-
tacos.
And they said, seriously?
Seriously, you want 20 tacos? Like, yes, we want 20 tacos. And then we went back and we played fucking Left 4 Dead 2 all night and ate fucking shitty tacos all night. And that was one of the most fun.
You're
Like
making
on the
me
level,
hungry.
on the level, like that's in my top 10 for sure. It's not,
Yeah,
it's not in
it's
my top
great,
3,
yeah.
but it's in my top 10. Like just that memory and that having a good time and just that memory. Like when you have a game that creates a memory like that, it's special as
Yeah.
fuck, dude. It's special as fuck.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just there's a lot of memories that went in with it. I mean, trying to get both my people in the clan that I was in and like my buddy, we were all playing together at one point, so it was kind of cool to like kind of intermingle that too. And also around the same time, shortly after Left 4 Dead 2 came out, I built like a new computer, so there were some things that just weren't quite working. Like I had some sound issues like on
Right.
my old build. And then once I started playing on this new one, everything just worked flawlessly, and it was just magical, just the way everything played out, and it was just fun. Even like going online, seeing some people, like seeing people on Steam and just like jumping in, even though I'd be like piss fucking drunk and just running
yeah.
around being an idiot, but we still managed to get the job done.
You can be
I had
the
a lot
idiot
of
that strays away from the group and have everybody bitching at you.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all people I knew, so it was like,
Yeah.
I mean, and plus they also in the second one they also had a character named Nick, so it was like that was an easy go-to for me.
Nice.
So it's like they could even have their characters yell at me too. So
Nice.
it's great.
All right, Dave. What's yours? Number 3.
Gosh, I've got a list of about 15 games, but I decided for my number 3 was probably Counter-Strike back in the early 2000s, because that was the first game I ever played online, and
Oh
it was
yeah.
so simple, like based, especially the dust map where you've basically the two teams start either side, and there's only two entrances that you can go through, and it's like, do we all rush through the left entrance or all rush through the right, and or you keep one or two on the other entrance, or do you all go? And it's just that was the first game that really like where I really saw the joy of online like gaming, and I just and it was one of those games where I could just put another quarter in, if you know what I mean. It was like, yeah, done. Okay, next game, done.
And
You
then
know.
I was always
oh.
terrible at buying the weapons at the beginning of each
Yeah.
round. That always took me like way too long, and the match already started by the time I was done. And but
Dude.
I had fun playing it.
I don't know if Dave was there with us, or I mean, I don't know if Jerry was there with us, but like Dave and I recently went back to Counter Strike.
Yes.
What
Oh.
a toxic fucking
Oh
community!
gosh, yes. Lots of.
I believe it.
Like, it was not a pleasant experience.
We had
It
a good
reminded-
time, kind of fucking around and playing
Like
the
the game was fun still.
but
Don't get
holy
me wrong, but yeah.
shit.
Oh god, and not just toxic, but lots of like racial and sexual abuse type stuff going on. Like,
Oh, you're
Also
kidding.
toxic.
yeah.
Also
The hell
considered
you say?
toxic. Yeah.
Well,
Those
no,
are gamers with a capital G, guys. Come
but,
on,
like,
leave them alone.
it reminded me of stepping back like 10 or 15 years ago, maybe even more than that.
Just
but
a bunch of incels.
yeah, it was really. Oh gosh, yeah.
That's sad.
It was rough.
Very disappointing. Yeah.
That's kind of why I was disappointed when they added chat to Rocket League. I don't think it needed it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
That's-
I
I
kind of
mean, that game was kind of the reason why I was a little hesitant of playing Rocket League online.
But you don't
Because
need to
it's-
get in that chat. You
Sure.
get
No.
in a party
I
chat with
know.
a group, and you don't have to worry about it.
No,
Number.
but I mean, there's
oh.
just anyway.
My number.
No, I'm sorry.
My number 3. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it moving. I just gotta get it going.
I know.
My number 3. I'm gonna pick my Borderlands 1 multiplayer. I played my former best friend, who hates me now, Bill Shipley. We used to play this game together, and we would open the lobby, so we would be playing, and this random people would come in, and we on our PS3s would voice change, so we just sounded like chipmunks, and we would just go through the game. I don't know. There's like,
dude, bro.
so yeah, dude, bro, just like laughing and so my choices were picked by whether I laughed so much that tears were coming out of my eyes. So this is one of those games where tears are rolling out of my eyes. I'm laughing super fucking hard, and this is like, it's so much fun. Like that, like honestly, Borderlands is a crazy good game. And you group up, it's better,
Yeah.
and you're fucking around. It's super fun, and you can grief each other, and I don't know. There's just something about that, and I enjoyed it, and that's my number 1. Jared, number 2.
Number 2. Super hot in VR. Super hot.
Jared's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
like straight up video games. He's like, I don't
Yeah.
care about having fun with my friends.
Yeah.
Social
yeah,
experience.
Well, as I said, I thought the first few that popped into my head, I just typed them down. I didn't
that's
put
cool.
any deep thought into it.
That's
just
cool.
like, oh, fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, Jared,
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah,
Jared. I love
they
it. I
popped
love
right
it.
into
I
my
love it.
head.
Super hot. Let's do it.
And
Super hot.
everything about Super Hot is amazing. Which
We get free
which
next
is
month.
funny timing because the non VR version of it's free starting tomorrow.
Yes.
Or no, Tuesday.
Mhm.
Tuesday
Mhm.
this week. So I am going to download that and play the non VR version because I've been really curious how it's going to work in not VR. But I love the puzzle element to that game, and it's such a simple graphical aesthetic that I don't know. doesn't really make you think about like the world and the environment and stuff like that, because it really wants you to focus on what's moving and how you can take down everything that's moving or dodge what's moving. So, like, one of the coolest moments I had in that game, I'm holding a knife and I see a bullet heading to my head, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't dodge that. I move the knife in front of my face and it goes ting.
Right.
And I blocked the damn bullet with my knife. And so I'm like, yeah. So I grab another knife and I have two knives in my hand. Just like, oh, this is awesome. You can throw the knives at the people. You can pick up guns in both hands, just fucking wail on everything. You can throw anything at these enemies that you can pick up. And it's so awesome. It's one of the coolest, most fun experiences I had in VR. Not the most fun, but there's other games that are also fun. But Super Hot
All right.
is always going to be in the top of my lists for fun.
Cool. Nick, number 2, super fun.
All Out.
Fallout. It can't be
You're
that.
in New Vegas.
Oh, is it New Vegas?
New Vegas
yeah.
specifically.
Obsidian.
Well, no. So this is why I wanted to lump them together, because
Obsidian.
without three, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have played New Vegas. But playing 3 in early 2010, it basically just it kind of I don't want to say it reintroduced me to gaming, because I had a PS3 and I was still playing games. Just there wasn't anything that I mean, to kind of like go back to the topic we were talking about earlier tonight, there wasn't anything that had grabbed me in quite a while like that game had. Like the first time I played Fallout 3, I ended up playing 6 hours just in my apartment with my roommate, and I was supposed to go do something, and I just kind of blew it off, and was like, I'm doing this. And I hadn't had a game kind of grab me quite like it in quite some time. And then, and then fast forward a few months later, then New Vegas comes out. And that one took a little bit before it actually grabbed me. And then I don't know if it was just timing or whatever, but I mean, just like it kind of grabbed me on a whole new level. I have a lot of great memories. I mean, it's weird to say that I have a memory of sitting down on a chair and playing a game, but I have that. I just remember like making weekends out of it, making myself drinks, and just like I would just sit in my room and play all day and have really nothing.
Fallout 3 considered by many the better Fallout game. Or I mean Fallout New Vegas considered by many the better Fallout game than all of them.
Yes. I don't feel I'm qualified to actually weigh in on that, because I've never actually played one
I've
and
never
two. I mean,
I've never
I've
played Fallout
started
Vegas. I've never played Vegas, but like just reading information that like Obsidian, most, and the fact that now Obsidian is owned by Microsoft and Bethesda is owned by
Yeah.
Microsoft, that perhaps
Mhm.
you might actually get a Fallout Vegas 2.
And I almost don't want that, because
Well, Obsidian's a
I think I
classic.
brought it. I brought it up not years ago, but I probably brought it up before. But I mean, that New Vegas had so many different endings, and none of them really seemed like there's like games where they will have like multiple endings, but clearly there's one that's going to be one to advance the story. None of them. I mean, that's not the case here. I think there's like 9 endings that you can have,
And they just don't
none
give a
of
shit.
them.
They don't give a shit. It's like
Yeah,
it's just it's just like
it's almost like it's the end of the road. I
Right,
mean, this
right.
is it, and
It's perfect though,
I
right?
think maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess there's also only so much you can do in the Fallout universe, where eventually it's like, okay, radiation's going to go away at some point. Like,
Mm.
eventually society's going to rebuild, and then there's um, this wasteland thing is not going to be a thing anymore. But um, I mean, I guess at that point you just kind of go to prequels like 76, but well, not.
You're cool.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a prequel.
All right.
Anyway,
Fallout New Vegas. Dave,
well,
what is
and 3.
your number 2?
Oh man, I'm gonna say Grand Theft Auto
Oh my god.
number 3. on the PlayStation 2. That was the first like real kind of like open world game, and I just remember playing it with my roommates, and like we just get off the missions, and it'd be like, okay, who can survive the longest with 5 wanted stars, or just like doing really stupid thing, just seeing if we could break the game. And I just really, I just had a good time in that game. I spent many hours playing it. I never beat it. But I spent many hours just like farting around, driving the cars, jumping as far as you could, killing people, just whatever took your fancy. And
That's all I ever did in it.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I thought it was such a
never
fun
owned it.
game.
Your
and it was-
choice is fucking me, Dave, because like I was expecting some other choices from you.
Oh, yeah, I'll go through my list when I'm done
So
here.
now, so I was trying to like in theory like try to like I have a bunch of games, but like I was trying to like get some games. I'm not gonna put Rocket League in this list, but I feel like Rocket League needs to be in this list.
No,
you know,
I was the same way. I was like,
I
Rocket
feel like
League. I've
I
had a
feel
lot
like
of fun with that
someone
game.
I felt like someone was gonna put Rocket League at number 3 and didn't. Oh shit. Okay, so I'm not. Okay, so Grand Theft Auto.
It's
That's
okay.
a good choice. That's a good choice.
There's plenty of fun games out there.
There is.
Rocket League doesn't have to
No,
be on the
I-
list.
No, but that's a crazy fun game. The amount of
It is a
fun
fun
and the
game, yeah.
amount of fun we've
No.
played it together
Yeah.
is.
It is, but I mean, in
I
in
thought
Dave's
of it.
No,
defense,
no, no.
though,
But it's like okay, fine. This is the honorable Rocket League mission list. Like this is the game that like, but like I just feel like the fact that none of us are going to use it is kind of crazy.
Oh, I know.
All right.
Oh,
One thing I am going to use at my number 2. This is an awful game. It doesn't work really well.
it might be one that was going to be on my list.
It probably is. It shouldn't be at your number 1. If it's your number 1, you're fucking.
No.
I'm doing Urban Rain.
Yes. It is on my list. It's not my number 1, but it was
I
definitely
just feel
on my
like
list.
the amount, like this is a shit game that should not have ever made it past renting.
But-
you know,
I
but-
love the 4-player
Right.
and the griefing. That
Right.
was like so much fun.
but
Tag teaming one dude all night.
Us-
Yeah.
us game playing it, us playing it all the time and just falling in love. We fell in love with a shitty game that we
Yep.
played for
We had
years.
so
For
much
years.
fun with that game, yeah.
And it's just like laughing and crying, just like
Yeah,
The
we'll give you a
griefing-
stomping.
the amount of fun and anguish we caused among other people.
And like half of that game, half of the strategy of that game was to try and either be quiet or get everyone else to attack the guy
But
you were
that's-
really wanting to take.
That's what you want in a video
Yep.
game. You want that
Rally the
loop back,
troops.
and it's
Yep.
like
Yeah, someone would be beating on the other guy, and you'd walk up behind him. And beat
or you
on
just sit there and wait.
him. Yeah, or you just like
You
watch
just
the
wait
other
for them to
three
kill
go.
them, and then when he's dead, you'd run up and then knock the other guy
Yeah.
out. It's just like
There were so many, like with 4 players,
So-
it led to
what
so
a
many kind of
stupid-
like
what a stupid fucking game.
triangles. And,
What
yeah.
a game that no one's ever gonna remember. But
Yeah,
it's
it's funny.
also like
As never on
we
anybody's
would get
list
together
except
for like a solid year,
groups.
for like a solid year almost. We played this
Uh-huh.
game.
Is
Anyway,
it only a year?
only I mean probably more than that, but like I'm just gonna
I
give
just
it a
didn't-
year.
I didn't
all
put this
have
on the
it.
list.
I
'cause I've
have
talked
one.
about it before.
I think Dave has like 3 copies. I don't know.
At least 2 copies of it. Yeah,
Anyway,
I saw one recently. In fact, I think one of them's on the game shelf back there
anyway,
somewhere.
Jared, what's your number 1?
It's the newest game on my list. What do you think it is?
Newest. I'm gonna go Returnal.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
What? Okay.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I knew
Alright.
you'd guess that because I had so much damn fun with the game. Just the barrage of stuff flying at you all at the same time, all the different colors, the explosions, everything about that game is just screaming like this is the coolest arcade game ever. But you get to sit on your couch and enjoy it in your own way. It is literally any like twin stick arcade game you've ever played in person, like perfectly fine tuned with some of the coolest audio and surround sound that you could ever imagine in headphones. And as difficult as the game can be at times, you still smile as you're playing it. It just feels so good to play and succeed. Even the DLC came out, and I climbed that tower and beat that DLC. And I just want I want more. I just always want to play the game. It's something that's always been on my mind. I watch a lot of videos about it still even, and I watched like they recently released like a dev diary thing where they show some early footage of their development and how the process worked and all that stuff. Like I'm so interested in the title because I had so much fun with it. I just want to dive in more. It's
And
so
the leak
good.
is that it's coming to PC soon, so all you PC
Yes.
players, you're gonna get to play it. So
Yeah, more and more people need to play the game. It's so good, and
it
I'm
is a
excited
really
for
great
the
game.
PC
I mean,
players.
I
Yeah,
made it
it's so good.
I made it nowhere in the game, but I still sunk
Yeah.
12 hours in the game. So it's a
Whenever
great
you're
game.
ready, Ian, just let me know. I will
All right.
always jump back
Yeah, I
into
know.
that.
All right. Nick, number 1.
Oh, it's already mentioned tonight.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Fallout 4.
Borderlands.
No.
Rocket League.
Who mentioned Fallout 4? Nobody
No one
mentioned
did.
that.
I accidentally mentioned Rocket or whatever.
Fallout 4. Yeah.
What is
No. It is Half-Life, Counter-Strike, Source 1.6, Global Offensive.
Oh,
Sorry, it's all
Oh
okay.
my
it's-
god.
So,
Like the original,
The OG.
edition, the mod.
well, I mean, to be fair, I actually started playing when it was still in beta, but
Yeah, awesome.
Yep.
but
That's why he's a
I
PC
remember
player.
playing that
That's
in
why he's a
high
PC
school.
player at heart.
well, I mean, just that's yeah, it was basically my first internet game, like where I got to play with people online, and eventually they all turned toxic and obnoxious and
Yeah.
whatnot. But I mean, it was also like one of the first games where, again, I was playing with somebody online, um, maybe playing over the phone, where it was probably not exactly kosher to do so, because he got to ghost or I got to ghost whenever we died. But also one of the few games where I would just play all through the night and just forego sleep and play into the morning. I mean, the first year of playing it was just phenomenal, but I mean, I always had a lot of fun. In kind of like a strange way, it got me into like a clan where I actually got to meet people online. I actually like drove out and met up with some of these guys. Went to a couple LAN parties in Montana with some clan members because of this game. Probably even may have had a heartbreak related to it too. But I mean, it was kind of just more of a game. It almost became a little bit of a life for me too, as well. And I mean, the 2000s with this game were just, I mean, this just a clear runaway for probably the most fun I've ever had with the game.
Yeah, I remember
In
having
a nutshell.
DSL. That was when I think it was in 2000, and it cost a fortune, but it was worth it to play Counter Strike. I remember playing a couple of other first-person shooters online, and just none of them were as good as like. There's just the map
Well, I mean,
I
and the
mean,
weapons.
Counter-Strike to this day
And-
is still a game that is like one of the most played games. Like, you know
Yeah,
what
it's
I mean?
crazy, isn't it? It's like 20 plus years
and
later.
something that just kind of started off as like, I mean, even like I guess Team Fortress was also a successful spin-off too, but
Yeah, but
and
that
it was
one,
kind of its own thing. But
yeah,
I don't know
How
if
many of you
anybody's
guys
playing
remember
TF2 at all.
playing multiplayer games on dial-up, and somebody tries picking up the phone to make a phone call,
Yeah, it kills it.
Well,
and
that's
you
just
lose
me,
your
just-
connection right away.
Yeah.
Rise of the
Well, no,
Back in
Triad.
the
and that
day.
and that was what was great about when I started playing Counter Strike. It was around the time where I mean,
Mhm.
I just moved back home with my mom, but she was in an area where AT&T at the time, before they became Comcast, they had cable internet, and it's like, get that shit. And
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I basically paid for it, but it was awesome having cable internet and playing that game, because I think I played a little bit on dial-up beforehand, and
Uh-huh.
it just wasn't quite working very well. And then of course, broadband, and
Cool.
yeah, it was
All right.
What
I
a
mean,
shift.
God, I had a lot
What a
of fun
shift.
with that game
Awesome.
back in the day.
Good.
All
Yeah,
right.
Good choice.
That's Nick's number one. Dave, what is your number one?
So, this isn't my number one, but it's related to it.
What? You got to give your number one.
No, I will, but it makes
Oh.
sense when I
He has
finish.
a story.
But I started with
Okay.
Tekken 2, and I always liked that. That was always my favorite fighting game.
Great game.
But then Soul Calibur came along, and the various versions of Soul
Mhm.
Calibur, and I
So
still to this day
Edge.
love keep ring outing you guys on it. It's so much
Yeah.
fun, and it's so satisfying when I've
The
got like
game's
this
so good.
tiny little energy bar left, and I do the uppercut, and you go off into the water, and I win, and it's just like,
Yeah.
yes, the amount of grief I've given you guys on that game, it's like it fills my heart with joy, and makes me a very, very happy gamer. Even just thinking about it now, you can see I'm like,
He's got
and
a
I
heart.
love,
Yeah.
He's got a heart.
You're getting giddy.
I love how annoyed. you
Yeah, it
get.
got us. It did.
It is a thing. It's yeah.
What a
It-
great game, though.
It,
Yeah.
not only is it really satisfying to get the ring out, especially when you're really close and the other guy's just whooping your butt, but it's like just the reaction of someone. It's like, that's not fair.
Virtual Fighter also allowed ring outs.
Yeah,
It
I
could
just
have
never
been
got
back
into
in
that
the
one
You
day.
as
played a
much
lot of
as.
Virtual Fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
did.
always
But
I
we
like the
played
weapons
more.
in Soul Calibur more as
Yeah.
well. Uh, it's one of the few that I feel like they integrated the weapons pretty well into the
Tekken's
the
more like
game.
DOA. It's got like breakable, and then you like go in
Yeah.
different areas.
We
You don't
played
ring
so
out.
much DOA too.
Yeah, I enjoyed
But
DOA too
DOA
as well.
doesn't
though.
do ring outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's,
No, and
it's
I
all
think
about
that's the
that. It's
difference.
all about that wall damage.
Yeah.
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 I
But
love
the ring out, that was fun.
Is it
yeah.
fun?
It's
I
the
don't
same
know.
reason we like Urban Rain. It's like the griefing is part of the
Yeah.
how much fun it is.
Yeah, it
And the
depends on what
polish
side
that-
of the ring out you're on.
But anyway, that's why I gave a mention to Tekken 2
Okay,
because
okay,
that was the
gotcha.
game that like I played that a lot and it got me used to the controls. So when it came to Soul Calibur, I was I knew a few moves at least. I wasn't a complete noob.
Right.
So
Makes
I
sense.
used to frustrate my roommate with that game too, so I know what you're saying.
So
Ian.
you're, it's very interesting. Everyone's choices. Like Jared went very single player. I kind of knew that Nick was gonna go Fallout, Counter Strike. Dave's choices were interesting to me. Like Soul Calibur, I did not see that coming.
If you put if the topic was greatest memories from games,
No,
the list would be very
funnest
different
moments,
for me.
because I have many
Yes.
fun moments.
Yeah.
And there's one game that we haven't talked about, and this podcast has been built off of. It's the OG Destiny. That's my number
that was
one.
on my list. Yeah,
That's my
it's
number
like
one. I think
so much fun with
I
that.
think the amount of fun, the fact that like Aaron gonna play with us, and then his wife calling him because he can't play because he's up too late. He's got to do other shit. Being called away. It's like what? Or the time I was playing and Bryn like was vacuuming and it blew a fuse and I was in the middle of like in the raid. Or Tony Death. Or even
Me poking Atheon.
Oh, you poking Dave poking Atheon, exactly. That was one of them. Or just way later in the day, like when my former friend Bill Shipley and I started playing Destiny 1 again just for shits and giggles. and laughing our asses off playing the game. It's like that game was to us. It was that's the game that made the PlayStation 4, and
I think that's the kind of game I'm looking for on the PlayStation 5 that I
and
haven't
it just
found
hasn't
yet.
happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like we did so many things with that game. We did so many hangouts, so many drunken, so many like hanging out with like Jared clacking and Jason Alexander breathing heavy. It's just like like there's just so many funny memories and like just like there's just a lot. That game defined.
And how many other shooters do you think you put that many hours into?
No, there's none. Like that game defined.
None.
That game defined a generation, and there's just so many. And then just like actually beating you beat a raid and you like hang out for the photo and you dance and.
Yeah.
I don't know,
so
man. The
satisfying,
amount of fun that we had with that game, I just like I didn't. You know what? Despite what people say, like it didn't live up to this or didn't live up with that, whatever, man. I had
crap.
so much real, actual fun.
Yeah, it wasn't the game we wanted or expected, but it was the game we needed.
The first time that Tony Death like Sherpa'd us into that raid, and then like I remember Dave being with us, and we had to make the jump, and then Dave just kept missing the jump, and we're just laughing our asses off. It's just like that's what video games are about, man. It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious, and that's funny. And you build camaraderie around that. It's like that's super fucking special. And so Destiny, this podcast was built off Destiny content. I mean, we back in the day we talked about Destiny all the fucking time, and honestly, rightly so, because it was just a fun fucking game. So that's my number one. Quickly, any honorable mentions?
Oh, here we go. Saboteur, Red Faction, Guerrilla, Far Cry 4, Wolfenstein, Peach Beach Splash, Pinball Dreams and Illusions, Portal, Halo, GoldenEye 007, Total Annihilation, Saints Row, and XCOM.
Oh, man, Dave. Okay, Jared.
I threw on there, I kind of figured you might mention is Legendary Wings. Because that was a fun title through my childhood as well as
and
co-op.
Then we had your friend
we
came by
got to
and
play it together.
Yeah. And your friend came over one time.
I had a friend that speed ran it. Yeah.
Nick, you have some honorable mentions?
Just like Dave mentioned earlier with Grand Theft Auto 3, and Vice City. Just because.
Yeah.
I had a roommate that he had the PS2. I went and got the bought Grand Theft Auto 3. He bought Vice City, and it was kind of fun having someone to, I guess, play with. We had a lot of fun playing that game, discovering cheat codes and just.
It was like video game streaming before there was streaming.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was like
you'd sit on the couch and swap the controller over every something.
Well, and we didn't even have to watch the controller. It was just fun to watch. It was fun to watch both of us just act like fucking dickheads, running around just doing stupid stuff and being mean or just being general assholes.
Cool.
How about you, Ian?
So I have two. I'm gonna kind of circle back to your Soul Calibur thing. One thing I loved about our Soul Calibur 3 era, I think, is that we used to do this thing called like basically random roulette, basically, where we would random and then you just like get stuck with a character, and then whoever got stuck with the fucking guy who had the pole that like telescoped out, like remember the pole guy?
Oh yeah.
And would just destroy you. You would
and
just
it was
be
just
like
cheat move.
It's like
get anywhere close.
You could just get fucked by this guy. But like playing random roulette in Soul Calibur 3 was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was like character generator, so they had the moves.
So
of one of the
everyone
main
looks weird and
characters.
different, but like
But
get
you
different,
couldn't tell until you started pressing buttons which character
you wouldn't
moves you
like
were.
the computer would create or the game would create this character for you, and then it was like, oh, this is Ivy, or oh, this is this character. You wouldn't know until you started playing what you were fucking stuck with. So that was always fun, a lot of fun. So I share in Dave's choice. And then my other honorable mention that I wanted to put in my list, and I was going to if Dave had picked one of mine, like Urban Reign or something. Battlefront 2, the beginning of game night.
True,
The game that
didn't
Dave
think
and
about that
I like founded the whole the reason any of this exists.
Yeah,
Just
and then the
us-
reason that I bought it on the Xbox, because you could have 4 players on the Xbox, not 2 like the PlayStation 2.
Just us getting together.
Yep.
And like Dave always saying "rebel scum."
Uh,
Just always just like that playing, and then we actually played it online a couple times, and like just getting owned by PC players.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
played it on the PlayStation 2 with the network adapter online, and
It was just murder.
it was cross-play,
Crossplay.
and like the
Murder.
PC players were just like horrendously.
But that game was always.
Uh,
But even without that, just us playing Galactic Conquest together, that was just
Yep.
kind of the beginning
Oh
of
yeah,
everything.
Galactic
and just,
Conquest was great.
Just that game is an honorable memory and mention.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
That
my
is
list.
that is something that I will always remember and think of fondly. Like this is where this all that's where it all started. You know, just
Yep.
Dave and I like, oh hey Ian, I'm gonna go look at a guitar in Vancouver. So, oh okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that-
remember
that
listening
took like
to Iron Maiden on the way up? and-
that took like 2 seconds. You just want to come over and play some video games?
Yeah, we looked at this guitar. It was an SG and
Had
it
a massive crack.
crack in
It's
the
like,
neck, and it's
I'm
like,
not
no, I'm not.
buying it.
Nah.
And he came over and we just played video games for like a couple hours, and then
Yep.
it just became the thing that we started doing, and then we started inviting friends, and then you
Yep.
know the snowball, and then this happens. The couch co-op happened, and then the couch co-op has been co-op show has been happening forever since then, and so
Mhm.
like that's a
Gotcha.
fun memory to me. That's a memory I hold dear, and it's a fun memory, and it's just like that's the power of
And to circle
it's the power of video games, you know.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
and to circle back to
Yeah,
Jason's
solid.
brewery, it was something he started in his house when he was living in
right,
South. And I even went to that house a couple of times where
Yeah.
he had some of his video games beer
Exactly.
or video
So,
game
like,
themed beer.
exactly. So like
I mean-
we were doing video games, and we were friends. Jared hooked us up. We met Jason through Jared.
Mhm.
And then we started doing like our show at Jason's, and Jason was doing, and he started brewing because Dave taught him how to brew. Like that's the crazy thing. Like Dave kind of like taught him some stuff how to brew, and then Jason
I
started
just
brewing.
held his hand the first
took it
time.
there.
It wasn't. I didn't teach him. He
He didn't teach him. He held his hand, but showed him how the ropes, how it worked. You know, and then he started brewing, and then we started hanging out, and then, you know, we had our show over there a few times. We made beer. We had a good time. It's like what has built out of this show that no one is ever gonna know about. But like 8-bit came out of a little bit of this, which is kind of weird.
It's like it's weird. It all ties in.
So like when I say in the beginning, like, hey, our friend is, you know, I don't want it to fail. It's like it's a part of us. In a weird way, it's a part of us, and I want them to keep going. So anyway, that's blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's our top 3. It's funny when you think about it. Like the funnest games are not the best games you've ever played. Like I've played a lot of great games with great stories and blah blah. But like when you think about the most fun you've had, it's totally different. You know, it's just a weird thing.
Most
Anywho.
MMOs.
Yeah. Anyway,
and it seems like a lot of it involves other people too.
yeah,
It's
for
not-
me,
Yeah.
it
It's
does. For
voluntary.
me, it is a shared like
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
sitting on the couch with someone,
I
even if it's a single player game.
I think video games
Which
ultimately are best when you share them. Like you can watch a movie and it's entertaining, but like when you share a stupid thing that happens, it's kind of funny. I don't know.
Yep.
Anyway,
or just even recently when we got together and we were actually able to grab a bunch of us and play Rocket League. That was a lot of fun for me. Anyway.
right? So
Yeah,
I
it was
think
fun.
Rocket League. That's why
It's
Rocket
always
League.
fun to get a big group.
I think we've had collectively a super fun time playing Rocket League. I think Rocket
Yep.
League is like the unsung hero of video games for us, especially for our group. But you know,
I mean, for me personally, it's just I haven't had a lot of experience with it, so that's why I didn't make the list. But that's just
no, but
I had other things that clearly out.
So before we get out of here, some couch co-optionals really quickly. Jared, you have any like thing you've been checking out you really want to share?
I just watched the first 2 episodes of Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix, and it's amazing. The soundtrack really hits. The soundtrack's great, by the way. You should watch it just for that.
Cool, good show though, so far.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot so far. Yeah.
Cool. Nick, you have any kind of
I haven't really been watching anything, but
anything
There's-
cool? You listen to anything?
well,
cool?
I mean,
You drink anything? Cool?
I was everything I drink is cool, but I'll just throw a quick plug out there to I mean, Legal Eagle. It's just a guy that I see on YouTube that kind of breaks down some legal stuff, be it national news or quirky stories that I just kind of enjoy, just like hearing kind of the legal side of things. It's just kind of fun dive into some things, even some of the more serious stuff, like
I think I've come
Triple
across his
rated
channel. He
or-
does a good job of
Yeah.
explaining things.
yeah. And it was funny how I first got into him because he was basically just explaining why My Cousin Vinny is kind of a lawyer's favorite movie, like in terms of like accuracy for like how a courtroom actually works, and it just kind of turned into anything. So, quick shout out to him.
Cool.
Quick shout out to Dylan because I like watching that
All right,
stuff on YouTube.
Cool.
Dave, what you got?
I've got a couch co-optional you should avoid. Alex the Kid in Miracle World DX. They remade it for the PlayStation 5.
Don't do it.
God, what a horrible game. The mechanics are so skiddy. So, like, you know, you're running along and you want to stop. It, like, slides. Or when you jump, it slides. The hitboxes on the enemies are all over the place. And it's just... The funny thing is, I think I managed about 10 minutes of the hell that there is that game. And then I was like, no, I can't do this. But I remember playing that game for hours upon hours on the
Yeah.
Sega Master System. I think
Yeah.
it was partly because it was the packing title. But anyway, yeah, don't do it.
So
Don't
Dave-
I
revisit it.
believe
Dave's-
it's
Dave's
on
saving
Xbox
us.
Game Pass.
Dave's trying to save us from games. All right, all right.
Yeah.
My, you know, I talked about it. Okay, so I talked about it a little bit in the pregame. So I got on early, guys, at 8:00, and I did a pregame show. But I'm gonna recommend this movie, even though it's so. The greatest beer run ever was Zac Efron, currently available on Apple TV Plus or whatever you call it. Whatever.
I actually looked at that and wanted to watch it, but I didn't have enough time before the podcast.
It's goofy. It's kind of dumb. It's kind of predictable. It's kind of schmaltzy. But I enjoyed all of it. Like, sometimes you just want one of those kind of movies that you know how it's going to end, but you
Yeah.
just want to watch it and chill and hang out. And I enjoyed it. I think it's really good. I think it's fun. I like Zac Efron. He's really well. He does a good job, and it's just kind of Bill Murray's in it, and I love seeing Russell Crowe. I like seeing Russell Crowe and stuff again. Like, I know his turn in the new Thor movie is questionable, but I liked him there. I like him here. I like seeing him act. Like, Russell Crowe's a great actor. I like seeing him out again. and I enjoyed this movie. I think it's good. It's not, it's a good rent. It'd be one of those like your mom rents a movie, you come home, you watch it, it's like, oh, that's a good movie. It's just a good rental, and so.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
an enjoyable way to pass an hour and a half.
yes,
That's what you're saying.
100%. But it's not gonna blow your mind. Like, it's not gonna like tell
Yeah.
you something new or change your mind on anything. It's just kind of fun. It's just kind of fun, and I enjoyed it for that. So that's the greatest beer run ever. It's currently on Apple TV Plus, and watch it. It's fun. Wow, what a night,
was-
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Damn.
had like a lot of words and stuff.
A lot of words and stuff.
Mhm.
Good
Yeah.
job we do top threes,
Oh,
isn't it? We've been here for ages.
One more
Yeah.
thing we need to do, and I forgot to do one thing before at the early time. I forgot to pair my beer with my game.
Oh yeah, Heineken. What game does that go
So-
with?
Yeah. Well, this is an easy one. So Heineken for me, I don't know if you've ever watched many rock and roll shows or rock and roll documentaries, but Heineken is kind of synonymous with rock and roll stars and rock and roll. You kind of watch some documentaries, they're always drinking like a Heineken, or it's kind of one of those beers. It's just kind of, for me, I've
Always
seen it.
around.
It's
Yeah.
always around, and I've seen it. Like, they're like, oh, I got off the stage and I threw the towel and I just like grabbed the Heineken. It's like rock and roll. So I'm going with Rock Band. I'm pairing it with Rock Band because I think
Okay.
that's
Got
fucking
it.
perfect, right? So that's my pairing.
I have enough Heineken, I can sing.
Yeah, right. With enough Heineken. On top of that,
The golden throat charmer.
yeah,
Oh, what I'm
Yeah.
going to select.
yeah. On top of that, it's Jared. What beer are you choosing for next week?
It's one I haven't had in a very long time, but I currently have.
Coors Light. No, I'm just kidding.
Michelob Ultra.
Oh, I've had that recently, actually.
I've had
Yeah.
it recently too.
Yeah.
I think it's a great
I've
beer.
never had
I
it.
actually think it's a great beer, but
I liked it back in the early thousands when I had it, when it first
I don't
came
want to
out.
buy a 12-pack, that's all.
congrats, Nick.
When you
get
got
to-
a sample,
congrats,
so
Nick.
you can sell.
Nick gets to miss out on Michelob Ultra.
Well, I'll play the home game version.
Oh, will
Yeah.
you? All right.
Yeah, I'll after you put it up on. Well, maybe I'll watch along on Twitch later that night.
Cool.
I'll have
Anyway.
a 6-pack with me.
So- Next week, Michelob Ultra, and we'll have many things to talk about. Nick will be gone,
And-
but hopefully Aaron will be through the entire show. If not, then whatever. Anyone have anything lasting they want to say before I close out?
Be responsibly, be
Well,
excellent to each
no,
other,
that's
all
not-
that jazz.
That's not the point yet, Dave. Come on, Dave. You gotta I was talking like, hey, don't
Make your own fun in games.
Yeah,
Don't,
make
you
your
don't
own
have to
fun in
follow the
games.
rules in the games. Just
Yeah.
have fun.
Yep.
shitty games can be fun. Like Urban
Yeah.
Rain. That's the like. There are
Sometimes-
games out there in the world. Like, yeah, don't follow critics. Like, oh, this is the
Yeah,
greatest
if-
game, and you should only
if-
play this game. A game that
And
gets
besides,
a
a lot of the
6.
critics are paid off anyway.
Well, but a
If
game
you and
that
your
gets
friends are looking for a game to play, just look for the co-op games that have 3 stars or less. And you will have the time of your life because it's so janky and stupid. You're gonna love every second.
I don't know if that's even it. I don't feel like Urban Rain isn't necessarily janky.
Yeah.
It's kind of janky.
Maybe. I feel like it does what it does. I don't know. I like. Here's
I mean, you never know where your great gaming memory is going to come from. It could come
It's
from
true.
like a very
Yeah.
acclaimed game, or it can come
like
from
one
just
of
like
you
a really
guys could
terrible game.
easily have
It's just-
said like Mario Kart or
Yeah, I mean,
know.
those. I didn't go back that far, but I was thinking like the original Super Mario, Mario Kart. Quite a
I
lot of
tried
those
to go a little
old
more
games.
recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, maybe Fallout 76 is going to become my new favorite game
Oh!
here soon.
I'll install it.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on a second. That was also I didn't do a full honorable mention, but like, dude, Bill and I and Jared, who else was
A
Tony
little
Death?
bit.
Tony Death? Someone else was in there too. Dude, we had a lot of fun with that fucking game, dude. it was laughs aplenty. Like, it may be janky. It's not janky. I actually like loaded into it recently, and it's not that janky, but it's a funny ass fucking game. Anyway,
Just got a recent big update.
it did,
and
but
they're still working on it.
But what I'm saying is like when we were playing it
It's
at the
$7
beginning.
on Amazon.
Yeah, when we were playing it in the beginning for the full, it was fucking hilarious and fun, and we had a great time. And we would die, and we'd laugh our asses off. And dude, I don't know. Do not let the system tell you what's fun. That's all I'm gonna say.
I also,
let the system-
on a
Critics like what
side
they
note
like.
to that as well, you know, No Man's Sky is a perfect example of a game that when it came out was half-baked and, you know, wasn't complete. But now if you play that game today, it's a totally different game. And so quite a lot of games do that.
Yeah, you just have to let them be.
Yeah, sometimes they do get better if they keep updating them. And then there's games like Anthem
They
that
put
just
the
die
effort.
on the vine, you know.
Yeah, but they died because the whole system gave up on it in the game.
Yeah.
But I think that game was great. I loved that game. I beat that game. Had a good
Yeah,
time with that game.
we played the hell out
I
of
played
it.
the hell out of it with Jared, and I had a good
Yeah.
time with that game. I just feel like
I'm surprised you didn't mention Skyrim at all.
Skyrim is a
Yeah.
different.
But I mean, I
That's
mean, just
meditation.
under the simple premise. Well, under the simple premise of a good time, I thought, like, even just with all the mods.
That's just a
Oh,
lot
maybe
of porno.
maybe I looked
That's
at
a lot
this
of porno, a
looked at
lot
this
of
topic.
jerking off. I don't know if that's the kind of good time I want to like share with the listeners.
Oh, okay.
Let's get out of here.
Sorry, open that door.
Yeah, you should probably close it. All right. I want to thank you all for listening and remind you that you can leave feedback on Twitbook, Instaface, and Gramter at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word.
No hyphen.
No hyphen.
Yeah. Remember to please subscribe and share. Maybe leave us an iTunes review. That would be awesome. You can also go to anchor.fm. That's the best choice. Anchor.fm/The Couch Co-op Show.
We'd love to hear your voice.
Yeah, because you can go to the website there. You can click on the message button, and you can record a fucking voice message. I dare you to record a voice message, and then we will play it on the show because we would love to play it on the show because we love hearing your voice.
Watch out next week. He might double dog dare you.
I might just record. I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna record in a weird voice.
With the pitch changer.
He's gonna start recording his own.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna, Hi, I'm Sam. Anyway, that would be awesome.
Sam
Anyway,
Bridges.
or you can leave us a review on iTunes. That would be also great. I want to thank Dave, Jared, and Nick for joining me here on the couch.
Woo!
In there.
For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each
Be
other.
excellent with each other.
Okay, sure. Let me play the opening and let's get out of here.
Play Alex Kidd theme song. Get us out of here.